$121,349 is approved. Okay, the next item on the agenda is an update on FGRS. Mr. Gruet.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Before I start, I had some pearls of wisdom for you. I asked Chief Williams, how do you keep your car from getting stolen? He said, buy a stick shift. Thanks, Chief. Anyway, good morning to our board, management team, Mayor Foster. Nice to see you again. Joe, another district. How are you, Joe? Anyway, and Colleen Mall, our commissioner, our 9th District Commissioner. I'd like to welcome you also, the members of the 4th Estate. Rebecca, I'll be talking to you later. Okay, busy day today. They're shredding from 10 to 2 at the community church. I found this out because I saw my wife. She had a box of my Playboys going out in the back of the car. I was not happy. But anyway, also at the police department today, between the hours of 1 and 3, there will be an ice cream social and a presentation on scams. And I heartily recommend that you attend this because it's getting worse and worse. These people are trying to beat us out of bucks every day of the week. So it's well worth your while. It's from 1 to 3 at the police station, correct, Chief? Okay. On September 4th, just to add to what Ken said, we have a wonderful gentleman living in the Glade by the name Dwight Wages, who started an organization called the Southern Stars Symphonic Brass, SSSB. And they're going to be putting a show on at the Grove. I would heartily suggest, by the way, the Grove, thank you, Mr. Anderson. I heartily suggest you attend it because it's dedicated to all the first responders and from Cumberland County, Crossville, and Fairfield Glade, the medical, EMTs, fire, and police. And this show is free, the magic word, free. And coming down the pike, you will be able to buy tickets for the 3 programs that he will be having later on in the year. You can pick them up at First National. But please attend because you'll really enjoy it. I'm just going to wrap everything up because I just want to update you on FGRS and what we're doing. Each month we try to update you on a particular program, whether it be our Way to Go travel program, our Viola Life. This month it's accidents in the home, falling down. Falling down is the leading cause of death for people 65 and older in the United States. The chief can back me up in this. He spends a great deal of time with his staff going to homes, picking people up. Statistically, falls rank 3rd in deaths, of which 88% were 65 and older. So it has become a real serious problem. I've had a couple of very good friends of mine take some disastrous falls just recently, and they were in serious condition. In 2019, FGRS launched HSA, which actually means Home Safety Aid. And what it is, it's designed to help our frail residents who would need something additional added to their home for safety, such as hand railings in bathrooms, near toilets, showers. And we don't repair roofs, we don't install windows and doors. What we do is we are there to try to help these people, whether it be financially, or if they just don't have the wherewithal to do it or can get somebody honest to come in and install them for them. We supply the labor free. The resident is responsible for buying the materials, and we will install for them. We also primarily do inside the house, but if we're going to do something outside, that seems to be very popular. Certain things have to be cleared with the ACC. like ramps and railings on the outside. So you should check into it before you do anything to make sure you're complying with the rules of the community club. It's a wonderful program. We're very, very busy, and we have a great staff of gentlemen who like to bang nails. And I heartily recommend to you, if you don't have safety features in your home, you should, especially the older homes. The newer homes seem to have them today, but I would heartily recommend that you get them. In closing, we are going to have a fundraiser, our second one of the year. We had the one with Don Hazel. We're going to have a comedy show coming up in October. It will be held at the Palace Theater. We have a gentleman by the name of Randy Riggle coming in from Las Vegas. It'll be a 1.5-hour show. Publicity will be out very shortly. We're already selling sponsors, and there will only be 300 tickets available. This is an extremely important fundraiser for us because it helps us promote and fund many of the programs that we do. And for any new residents here, FGRS is here to serve the residents of Fairfield Glade. We're always looking for drivers, so if anybody in this room or any of your friends are looking something to do, please feel free. Our office is right down next to Benchmark. Come on in, and we'd love to sign you up. Okay? In closing, a little quote I saw today. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, and show up. Any questions? Yes, sir. Unfortunately, we're still in a state of flux. You know, our supplier is Good Samaritans. And until that kitchen is released to us, we're just, there's nothing we can do about it. What we do, and I mentioned this at previous meetings, we do have some residents who will call in because we have made sure that menus were available from, I believe, Red's, the community club, the place in the mall there, the community kitchen. If you want to order from one of these restaurants, all you have to do is order and pay over the phone, and we will pick up and deliver if people want it delivered. That's the only way we can do it right now. We do not have our regular home delivered meals program functioning yet, but we're hopefully getting closer and closer. Other than that, everything else is up and running.
Pat, what is the date of the symphonic band concert and time? You didn't.
Sorry?
The date of the symphonic band concert.
They're known as SSSB.
The date.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It's okay. Yeah, it's the. I'm embarrassed. I can't remember myself. The Southern Stars Symphonic Brass, and that's Dwight Wages. He lives right here in the Glade. He's the founder and starter of this. And if anybody hasn't seen these shows, they are fantastic. This show is free. The other 3 shows that are coming up, you will have to buy tickets.
It's September 4th at 5 o'clock.
Oh, September
4th is the, oh, I'm sorry, yeah,
Okay.
it's the, that's, I guess, next week, right? Yeah. And it's at the Grove, courtesy of Mr. Anderson. It's free. And hopefully you'll all attend it and you'll enjoy it and maybe buy some tickets and support them. They need the support. So it's really, and I've been there many times to their shows. They're great. Any other questions? Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Pat.
Appreciate it, board.
At this time, we'll entertain comments from the floor. We would ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes in length, that you step to the podium and state your name and your address.
My name is Becky Price. I live at 456 Beechwood Drive. Can you hear me? Okay. As you will remember, I appealed to you as the Fairfield Glade Board of Directors over the last 2 months, asking for a waiver of room rent for the monthly meetings of the Fairfield Glade Ladies Club. You responded to me via email, so the decision was not made publicly at a board meeting, and I'd like to have that decision on the record. At that July meeting, we submitted our written request using the community club's nonprofit contribution policy approved August 23, 2018 as the basis for our request. It's a simple policy and it reads as follows. The purpose is to define the parameters of allowable contributions from the community club to nonprofit agencies, and the policy states that the community club can make solicited contributions to organizations under the following guidelines. Number one, any contribution must be approved by a majority of the board of directors. Number two, the soliciting organization must be able to show a direct positive impact on community club members. Three, the soliciting organization must be a 501c3 organization. Number four, the soliciting organization must supply 2 years of actual financials. And number five, in the absence of financials, there's a formal mission or business plan that can be submitted as justification. We prepared our packet of information showing that we conform to each of your requirements. We make direct positive impact on Fairfield Glade Community Club members. We are a 501c3 organization and included a copy of our documentation. We supplied 2 years of actual financials, our most current past year, and the professionally reviewed copy of the financials for the year before that. We also included a copy of our current bylaws, a detailed breakdown of our last 5 years' charitable contributions, which totaled $343,272. We these are made from our bigger fundraising efforts, and we included a pie chart showing the smaller monthly service project donations we were able to make last year, even with the COVID shutdown. Even with the club's inability to meet from September through March, we were able to collect more than $8,452 by advertising and making ourselves available at the Village Green Mall one day each of those months. Your response to our request was dated August 11th, 2011, and it said in part, and I quote, "With respect to the nonprofit contribution policy per paragraph 2 of the policy, it was designed to provide financial assistance in the form of cash and in-kind contributions to nonprofits that make a direct positive impact on Fairfield Glade Community Club members. It was created for organizations like the Fire Department and Resident Services, whose primary focus is on providing service for the community club members. While the Ladies Club helps these two organizations and provides a positive social impact for its members, its primary focus is not serving Fairfield Glade Community Club members. Therefore, we do not believe the Ladies Club qualifies under this policy for financial assistance," end quote. I do agree that providing fire protection and helping feed hungry people in the Glade are valuable activities, and the Ladies Club fully supports those good works. Both of these organizations serve a subset of Fairfield Glade members, people in the Glade who need fire protection and people in the Glade who need financial aid or food or a ride. I submit that we also serve a subset of Fairfield Glade Community Club members. Our sole purpose is to serve our Ladies Club members, and every one of our members are assessment-paying members of the Fairfield Glade Community Club. But the way we serve them is by doing fundraising to support charities these Fairfield Glade Community Club members believe in and support with their donations and their time. I also think you are minimizing the value of the social interaction for older ladies who rarely get out of their homes, see few people during the month, and need the contact of other women. It also minimizes the value of the actual work it takes to raise the money that we ultimately give in scholarships and charitable contributions. No, we don't fight fires, but we provide a very valuable service to members of our Glade community. You will recall that our membership is limited to only residents of Fairfield Glade. The help and service we offer these women in the Glade is just as valuable as food and fire protection. It's just in a different form. Your response continued, quote, With respect to discounts for room rental rates, while the Fairfield Glade Ladies Club contributes a lot of money to the fire department and resident services and other organizations in Cumberland County, which we commend you for, we don't believe it is appropriate to provide discounts for the following reasons. Since we are a member organization and most amenities are subsidized by member assessments, we don't believe it's fair to our members to charge any entity an amount which is less than what a member would pay, except for extenuating circumstances which we may have created and where we may have created an issue. We believe every entity should pay the same room rent based on their category, whether member or guest, so that we are consistent in our pricing methodology and not creating confusion and uncertainty, end quote. I submit there are no extenuating circumstances that allow the discount for the fire department and resident services, but a decision made by the Community Club Board of Directors based on this nonprofit contribution policy to benefit these organizations financially because of the benefit they provide to the Glade community. Because of what we do, the Ladies Club is just as worthy of the exception as the fire department and resident services. I believe your intent to try to be fair and equitable to all is commendable, but by making it increasingly difficult for us to function for the good of the members of our own community, you will be forcing yet another Glade activity to find other accommodations outside the Glade. And when you do that, the ones who lose the most are the ones who are unable to make that change. And why should our older women have to stay home when they could benefit from the social interaction and the value of fellowship only because our club finally had to make the financial decision to move to lesser accommodations outside the place we live and pay dues? The fire department is a very worthwhile organization, but as you know, thankfully, fires don't happen every month. I myself have never needed the fire department's services in the 10 years I've lived here. Probably you have not either. Yet the fire department is always ready. I submit that the Ladies Club is no less valuable and worthwhile and is prepared each month to welcome and encourage women, your neighbors, who need an outlet for activity and social interaction in a pleasant, comfortable environment close to home. We are food for their souls and protection from loneliness, and I urge you to rethink your decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Becky. Who else? Are there other comments from the floor? Ms. Kellerman, let's keep the comments to 3 minutes in length, please.
Pardon?
Keep your comments to 3 minutes in length, please.
Okay, we'll do 3 minutes then. The newspaper has talked about Robin Hood Park, and I have raised the question to my husband, how come we paid $48,715 to pave Robin Hood Park, and we paid $152,133 to the Grove. I will note that the Robin Hood Park lot is 60 feet by 275 feet, and the walking park is 10 feet by 270 feet. Also, the Grove contains 6 bollard lights, 5 street lamps, and a cement dance floor, going too fast for you, known as the Plaza. Oh, I had my husband ask him, how come this difference in price for these 2 projects? He said, I don't know, but you have to go through the proper authorities to find the answer. So I went and did research, and I found that there's 2 projects going on within the area that was being developed. One of the, and I will address the 2 entities that were doing construction. One is a wastewater They had two PRs, one for $8,650 and the second one for $20,900. Their expenses were a total of $29,550. The second project that was going on was the amphitheater. I looked back through the monthly financial report, and it first started in December 2019 with a landscape architecture expense of $2,133. In March of 2020, a building permit was drawn by Fairfield Glade Homes for the amphitheater for the tune of $137,565. And across the board, there was a statement made on April of the 23rd, 2020, that the new entertainment pavilion is located on the land owned by our developer, Tom Anderson, and he is completely funding the construction of the cost of this new structure. 1 week later, it came out and it's made a statement. The community club will widen some existing walking paths and install additional paved and lighting paths to the gathering area for nearby parking lots. Why? Okay, now we go on, and if we kept getting updates across the board, the building was going on due to the weather and limited contractors. But in November, we had a budget meeting, and in there they said $50,000 was being put in the budget for 2020 and $100,000 for 2021. The project was completed in May. So decided to use the procedures and do a professional approach to come up with the answers that I was inquiring. First, I wrote a letter to Bruce Cox, and I'm going to read you that. I am going to accept your invitation to contact you concerning financial questions. Now that the Mirror Lake Amphitheater, a successful project, is completed, I believe a post-mortem review is appropriate. I am especially interested in the financial aspects. I would like to know how Fairfield Glade Community Club spent $152,133 since public records state that Tom Anderson's amphitheater permit was $137,000. Need to do a correction. It's 137. It said 134. I would understand the initial expenditures of $2,133 was for site exploration. Likewise, the two sewer purchases, the feasibility study, and the gravity pump station replacement might be incorporated within the amount. However, I do not see $289,698